Yeah, not many people know about this quote lucrative gig app, but maybe that's for good reason. In this video, I want to show you what this platform is, what you have to do, how you get paid, how you qualify, and why aren't more people doing this. You might be surprised that this platform is the #1 food delivery platform. Well, not exactly. It's the #1 Asian food delivery platform. This is Hungry Panda. Hungry Panda. Chances are you might not have heard about it. I'm just finding out about it. But again, this is not a new company, founded in 2017. And they actually expanded into America February of 2019. Since 2017, our primary focus has been on serving to the local needs of Chinese communities across the globe. Throughout this period, we have continuously strived to improve the quality of our services in essential areas such as food delivery, fresh food delivery, and lifestyle services. Now they have 6 million users. Okay, they have 100,000 merchants, and they have 80,000 plus drivers. It sounds like a lot. It really isn't. That's probably why you've never heard of it. 80,000 plus drivers is a decent amount, but I mean, even Shipt, Instacart, they have hundreds of thousands of shoppers. And for comparison, some of the largest players, Uber and DoorDash, each have 7 million plus earners. But that doesn't mean you should write it off. I mean, there's certainly smaller niches like catering, for instance, Deliver That, Zifty, Delivered. They don't have millions of drivers. So let's look at Hungry Panda. If I signed up, if you should sign up, but first, how do you even qualify? Well, Hungry Panda says, #1, they have a flexible schedule, which every single independent contractor gig economy platform has as well. #2, lucrative income, work more, earn more. Guys, I don't think that's the best thing to lead with. If you do more hours, if you work more, of course, you're gonna earn more. Anyway, Hungry Panda offers competitive, flexible pay with weekly settlements for timely earnings, quick starts, again, like most every single gig app has it, but we'll focus on the lucrative income later. I was wondering how to qualify, and I figured on this rider's webpage, and you'll see, throughout this, some maybe translation issues here, but you're not a rider, you're a delivery courier here. And I figured maybe I'll just click on more info. Okay, maybe not, but I can scroll down. I can go to this frequently asked questions. Let's click on FAQs. Okay. Well, I found, at least in their terms of service, you gotta be at least 18 years of age or older, have a vehicle, like a general reliable mode of transportation. You can use a scooter, motorcycle, you can even walk if you want. And then if you do have a vehicle, have valid auto insurance. As far as availability, this is what they have on their website. So it's not just in the US, as mentioned, initially founded in the UK, but this might be an international opportunity as well. We have Australia, France, Japan, Singapore, United States, and more here. So possibly some more opportunities. What are you going to be doing? It's just food delivery. Like, I know they said grocery or lifestyle, but their main thing is food delivery. Basic qualifications, so you should probably just sign up, right? No, let me test this for you first. I signed up, so let me show you that. Pretty simple. Enter in your info, go through the sign up process. Yes, there's some translation things, and some of this is, I believe, just Chinese. But you can see motorcycle, car, bike, e-bike, or on-foot delivery. Enter in all your info. Let me know how secure you'd feel about doing that, but I did it for you. And then you enter your marketplace. This is Pittsburgh. And I had to use ChatGPT to translate what was on the screen here, but it says select your driving zone. So then it shows a map of your marketplace. So these sub marketplaces were a little smaller than DoorDash, both in overall size and just general coverage, because the coverage area is basically just like a few of the sub marketplaces on DoorDash. So it's not covering the wider areas of our city here, but these three. Now I'm choosing my driving zone, like where I want to drive. University of Pittsburgh. It's basically Oakland here in Pittsburgh. So I clicked on that. And then I clicked on Squirrel Hill, and that highlighted that sub marketplace. And I would like to drive there as well. They did use one familiar process in this. That's Checker, the company Checker that does the background checks for most of these gig apps. So you do your background check through Checker. It went through in like a day. Honestly, I think it was even a couple of hours or less, like super fast. So yeah, I mean, they said quick start. I'll give it to them. There was a quick start. Now I'm about to show you being activated and the map, the pay structure, any bonus pay, what I saw getting activated on Hungry Panda. But let me tell you this, once I got activated and my background check went through, I was out shopping and I got a call from a random number and I didn't pick up. And then I got a text that said like, you're activated. Would you like to try deliveries today? I don't really want to be bothered with phone calls or texts telling me like, hey, do you want to drive right now? And I've gotten text at least one other company, I believe in the catering space, that said, hey, do you want to drive right now? I'm an independent contractor. Whenever I'm free, I'll go online when I want to. So the map looks like this. 3 different zones here in Pittsburgh, and going through and finalizing that process, it says verify identity, the background check that I told you, a mock order, there's tips in there, there's frequently asked questions, there's other sections that don't really make sense. Here's the main profile screen. Okay, but now I'm activated. Let's look at the home screen of the Hungry Panda driver app. Take a look here. And if you've been in the gig space for a minute, and if you've gotten this far in the video, please drop a like, because all I do is help you make money in different side hustles. Check out yourdrivermike.com for courses and resources to help you in most any side hustle. What does this remind you of? Now, I've been doing gig work part-time and full-time in different marketplaces since 2015. That looks like the Uber driver app, kinda, with those hexagon shape, or I don't know, octagon, whatever it is, let me know. Those little shapes there breaking up the marketplace. So what you're seeing, similar to like demand-based bonus pay, surge zones, prime time, heat maps on Grubhub, you have a heat map here. Similar kind of behavior, lighter is busy, and then darker colors are very busy zones. Now see that there, it says click to toggle the multiplier graph to view the activity. So let's click on that. And now we'll get into kind of the bonus pay here and what you can expect, because they said lucrative pay. I mean, how much would it need to pay to be lucrative pay? Basically, it would have to pay like more than your other delivery apps, right? So I click on that, and each zone, kind of like DoorDash, has its specific bonus pay. But it says max $1.50, max $1.50 in this example, they're all $1.50. I don't love that, because that behaves almost more like Surge, where it'll say you're in a 2x zone back when they had like Surge multipliers. Now it basically says you're in a $2 zone or a $3 zone. But even if you're in and near that zone on Uber, you're not guaranteed to get that amount. So it's kind of like the same thing. Max of $1.50, I like it a lot better on DoorDash, where I know it is $1.50. Now I checked again at a different day and time. Now it says max $2, and I'm assuming 10 cents to $2.70. It doesn't seem to be a true multiplier like 2x. It says a dollar amount, so I'm assuming per delivery bonus, right? 210 to 270. I mean, I'll still take that if there's good base pay and tips. Speaking of, how does that all work? Let's get into the pay structure of being a Hungry Panda driver. Again, would have loved to have this in their FAQs, a support page, or just general website for signing up to be a driver, but I found it in the terms of service again. Below is more detailed information about how each component of the total earnings work. Number 1, base pay. Base pay will be determined based on the estimated time personal performance rating. That is different than what? Most gig apps or most all gig apps, because some of them consider your metrics. Walmart, Spark, what? I think Shipt, and even, DoorDash, Uber Eats, more so for their rewards program. But this is talking about base pay. So your performance metrics go into, in part, the calculation for base pay. Imagine if you had like really strong metrics on Spark or Flex or DoorDash, and that influenced in part how much of the company contribution you're getting, because that's base pay, what the company contributes out of pocket basically. But also distance and desirability of the order. And I read some verbiage in here that seems like kind of verbatim. Look, I'm not saying you copy pasted it, but some of this stuff is like verbatim of DoorDash's terms of service. Deliveries that require the contractors to travel a longer distance, that are expected to take more time, and that are less popular with contractors will have a higher base pay. Again, kind of verbatim, just changing the word contractor for dashers. I'm just saying. The per mile rate, though, this is different. For the total distance contractors travel from the pickup to trip completion may vary from city to city. So the per mile rates may vary based on city. Time and mileage estimates are set when contractors receive the offer and will not change based on the actual time or mileage driven. Let me know what you feel about that, because if they quote you taking a certain route and for whatever reason, construction, accident, delays, you take another route, the pay's not going to change. But think about this. It doesn't change on DoorDash's earn per offer. It might change on earn by time because there's different active time now. One route might take longer, but traditional earn per offer, it doesn't change. You make what you make. Uber Eats, on their standard pay model, it doesn't change. It changes on their newer flat rates. Not everyone has that though. Doesn't change on Spark, doesn't change on Shipt, Instacarts, on Roadie. Tips. Customers can leave a tip when they check out or after the delivery is completed. That's nice. 100% of tips are paid to contractors on top of base pay and potential promotions. And then promotions. Promotions are additional pay only for orders that meet certain conditions. Promotions may vary from city to city. And then they call it like actually peak pay. That's like exactly what DoorDash calls theirs. So peak pay, when it's busy or in challenging weather conditions, peak pay may be in effect. When peak pay is available, it will be added to the total earnings you're shown when you're offered a delivery. So pay structure similar, actually kind of almost identical to Uber Eats and DoorDash, which is base pay plus promotional pay plus tips equals total earnings. An initial verdict on signing up and just Hungry Panda in general, and this is after coming through their driver app, their website, and probably the longest driver terms and conditions that I've ever seen on a gig app. Number one, doing my research for you on Hungry Panda, I have seen some complaints. Think about if this is the best side hustle ever and there's lucrative pay, there's tons of offers, wouldn't more people be doing it? So I heard complaints about pay, about logging active hours, because if I'm paid based on, remember that per mile rates in part, and if they record one thing on how long I was on that assignment versus what I know I recorded and I'm logging my miles, is there going to be an issue with pay? Not necessarily getting paid, but we'll talk about the offers too. So my preliminary research on the offers, I saw some offers decent, not the worst. I'm not going to say they're the worst offers, $2 and $3 offers, decent, but will they have enough order volume, like enough choice? And of course, will they be worth it? So as a review, $1.75 paid out per mile. On average, $7 per offer if we can get that. Everything equating to $20 to $25 plus an hour. But honestly, if it works well enough and I'm getting really strong orders, even as a filler app, which means I'm just using it to fill in the rest of my shift, I'm not just gonna solely rely on it, then it might be a good side hustle, but mind you, the complaints. So before you download this thing, there's only one way to test it. As a new active Hungry Panda driver, look for a Hungry Panda shift coming to you soon here from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.